But I don't care how you make music, there's no rule about making music, none. This is my third attempt to find a way of putting a smaller group together, because mostly I work with large groups, you know, big bands and orchestras and whatnot. So I wanted to put a small band together, and I knew what I was looking for, and I put ideas together using samples and loops and all the great technology that we have now. And then I went hunting for players, and I realised I wasn't going to find everybody I was looking for in one city or one town. So I've ended up looking for about 2 years, and I now have Stefan Maas from Vienna, who's actually German but from Vienna, Benny Grieb from Hamburg, Mark Lockhart from London, Chris Montague from Newcastle, and Edwin McLean is the bass player from Berlin. They are all amazing live musicians, and every one of them has got the same no barriers, no rule book, and forward thinking and forward looking. The percussionist Stefan Maas I've known a long time, and we worked together a lot in Germany. He's just a really special musician. He's got a great approach because he uses electronics, which is really important for me. So there was no question really that Stefan was going to be the percussionist.
For me, Colin's music is somehow, it's optical music. That is, takes you on a trip, and you join the trip or you don't join it, you know. And you make it interesting or you don't make it interesting. And that's the only chance you have. You have to be curious, find the right color, find the sound and the groove that makes a song special again, you know? Because as a percussion player, you give a spice to it in a way, you know? There's a drummer playing more functional things. Sometimes it's important just to give something again, to put something on the track and to take it away and put it somewhere else, just thinking in colors. Thinking in colors. Thinking in colors. Thinking in colors.
And when Colin asked me to do this, I thought, oh, it sounds really interesting. And he mentioned a couple of influences of his that I liked, like Weather Report and things like that. When I heard the music, I liked it because it was broad and it wasn't just jazz, it was coming from other places, coming from rock, coming from folk, it reminded me a bit of Oregon, some of it, with Ralph Towner and Paul McCandless. I don't know when I first met Colin. You might know actually, Colin.
Mark Lockhart, without question, is one of the greatest tenor players in this country, and is actually an amazing writer. What's great about Mark also is he's not too worried about the jazz piece, and he plays in a lot of different bands, including Polar Bear, which is a really great indie band. It's got very little to do with jazz, but there he is as an improviser playing the most incredible stuff. That was another reason I thought Mark's got to be in this band.
I mean, it's important for me that if I'm working with a musician, at my point in my career, that it's someone who will allow me to kind of go out and do my thing. You know, but at the same time I love composition and I love orchestration and so it's that balance, and I think we've probably got that in this band.
drummers, there's a lot of drummers about, but there's only one Benny Greb.
Hilfe! Help!
His personality is enormous, which is really great because it's important to have somebody that brings something as an atmosphere, a good atmosphere, and he certainly does that. But he has a great ability to come up with things that you haven't thought of, and it takes it somewhere else and stirs you into doing new things and thinking about things differently.
Originally I'm from Bavaria, Germany, but I moved to Hamburg over 10 years ago. I got into music, I can't even remember why or how exactly, but I just always thought that drums are the coolest instrument. Was influenced by, of course, the stuff that my father listened to, a lot of English bands actually, Queen, the Beatles, of course, Cream, stuff like that. Jimi Hendrix, this kind of stuff. Is that British? It isn't. Working with Edward and Stefan is a dream. Those guys are amazing. You know that when you play and it just runs smoothly. I mean, don't tell anyone, but they just make me sound better.
This is music that's born out of Europe with European musicians. Yes, to be influences, you can hear influences, but it has to be about Europe because that's who we are. And we also are making music that's about today. There's absolutely no point whatsoever about jumping up and down on the same spot because you don't go anywhere, you're just on the same spot. You've got to go forward. What's gone is gone.
I live in Berlin and work with a lot of different people. If you're German, you might know Peter Fox. I play with him. I play with Benny in the Orange Spielmann Trio, which is like rock and jazz, and Jessica Gall, she's a great singer. It's more like acoustic jazz and pop music. Yeah, to have as much fun and as variety as possible.
To 96.
Edward McLean is just one of life's great gentlemen, incredible bass player, works with Benny Greb a lot, and the pair of them make a dynamic rhythm section, and then you add in Stefan Mars, and it's unbelievable. My simple brief on guitar is I want somebody who could be in, if you like, John McLaughlin one minute and playing David Bowie's band the next. It's hard to find a Chris Montague.
But the way I got in contact with Colin was through Mark Lockhart, the saxophonist in this project. And he came to see me playing at Ronnie Scott's with the James Taylor Quartet. And my band's Troika's played alongside Polar Bear, which he also plays in, so. And then he just sort of mentioned it at the bar that, you know, Colin was looking for a guitar player. So I'll do that. Colin writes a lot. His writing's very dense. I think coming from the background that he does is a serious full-time sort of film composer, as well as doing other things as well. The Mask Orchestra thing that he does, which I really like. So there's often like very, you know, you look at it for the first time and you think, Jesus Christ, how am I going to get through this? You know, and sort of bog down, read it. Then you just listen to it and you realise that it's actually there's a lot of very hooky melodies in there, almost poppy, but you know. It's got this avant-garde flavour as well, so you know, Colin's really opening up for you doing your own thing.
The tracks have been put together as you would a rock album in some ways. We put the rhythm section down, I put samples down, loops down, and then we discuss it as a rhythm section. If I had to actually describe the music I've written for the Blue Touch paper, it's challenging, it's electronic, it's hopefully 21st century, and it's looking forward, and it can be anything you want it. It can be madly exciting, because I've got a reputation for writing things that sometimes are unplayable, which is not untrue either, as well as using space and melody. I absolutely love melody, and I'm not talking about melody that you can sing along with, but melody that takes you somewhere. I've always been intrigued. It's an endless place to go.
The Blue Touch paper, what do I expect from that? That's a difficult question, because it has so many elements that my structured German mind tries to put it into boxes but doesn't succeed.
I really don't subscribe to any kind of rule book at all, and it either is music that moves you and your heartbeat goes, or it's nothing.
Blue Touch paper, and it's like, yeah, it's such a mix and great, and it's like just starting to evolve, and I'm really looking forward to be on stage and see where we're taking it and where it's now. And
yeah, I can't wait to go and play these tunes live. I think it'll really work. There's quite a theatrical element to a lot of the music Colin's written. I think he's quite aware that you have to put on a show when you come and do a gig. You know, people have paid a ticket to come and see and be entertained.
This rare mixture of a band that really challenges you, but has a really nice vibe to it.
I don't understand the cameraman.
Because I'm a writer more than a player, so they'll have to put up with me. I've got some practicing to do, I can tell you.
The record will definitely bring together different generations, that's for sure.
It's, I think, the challenge of this band is to play without fear.